Kong loved exploring his grandfather's attic. It was a place of wonder, filled with the scent of old books and the dust of forgotten things. He loved running his hand along the spines of leather-bound volumes, imagining the stories they held.
Today something glinted in the corner of a dusty trunk.
He carefully lifted a tarnished box. Inside, nestled on faded velvet, was a large diamond. It wasn't particularly brilliant. In fact, it seemed almost fake. He held it up to the attic window, the afternoon sun catching its facets. As he turned the diamond over in his hand, Kong felt a strange warmth emanating from it.
The light in the room seemed to distort, the shadows twisting and dancing around me.
He stared, mesmerized, as the diamond began to glow. The glow intensified, filling the attic with an otherworldly light. Kong shut his eyes instinctively, dropping the diamond in surprise. When he dared to open his eyes again, he was no longer in his grandfather's attic. He was somewhere else, somewhere impossible. Gone were the familiar rafters and dusty boxes. Kong found himself standing on soft, springy grass, the air alive with the hum of unseen insects. Above him stretched a sky unlike any he had ever seen. Two suns, one a fiery orange, and the other a cool, ethereal blue, hung low on the horizon.
He looked around in awe. Towering trees with luminous, rainbow-hued leaves reached for the sky. Strange, beautiful flowers bloomed in vibrant shades he couldn't even name. This wasn't like any place on Earth.
He remembered the diamond and frantically searched for it. He found it lying in the grass, its glow now faded.
Had the diamond brought me here, to this impossible, wonderful world?
He slipped the cool, smooth stone into his pocket, his heart pounding with a mixture of fear and excitement. He had to find out where he was and how to get back home. But a part of him, a small, excited part, couldn't help but feel a thrill at the adventure that lay before him. Kong cautiously started walking, the strange landscape stretching out before him like something out of a dream. He passed crystal-clear streams that sparkled under the light of the two suns. He saw creatures unlike anything he could have imagined. Winged creatures with feathers that shimmered like opals. Furry creatures with 6 legs and eyes that glowed like embers. Everything here was vibrant, alive, pulsing with an energy that seemed to thrum beneath his feet.
He felt a strange sense of peace settle over him. This world, for all its strangeness, felt welcoming.
As he walked, the trees began to thin, revealing a sight that took his breath away. In the distance, nestled between 2 waterfalls that cascaded down from impossible heights, was a city. But not just any city. This city was alive. Buildings sculpted into graceful curves and dazzling spirals, shimmered with an inner light. Gliding vehicles, silent and sleek, zipped between the structures. The air hummed with a harmonious blend of sounds, the rush of water, the chirping of unseen creatures, and a melody that seemed to emanate from the city itself.
As he drew closer, he saw that the city was populated by beings unlike any he had ever encountered. They were tall and slender, with skin that shimmered like polished silver. Their eyes, large and luminous, held a wisdom that seemed ancient.
Hesitantly, Kong approached, his heart pounding. He had no idea if these beings were friendly or not, but something about this place, about the peaceful aura that emanated from everything, calmed his fears. He was soon greeted by a group of these beings. They approached him with open curiosity, their faces kind and welcoming. They spoke in melodic tones, their language unfamiliar but strangely soothing. Even though he couldn't understand their words, he understood their meaning. They welcomed him. Section 5, The Eldarian Encounter.
We are the Eldarians. You are in Eldaria, a world hidden from your own. We have been expecting you.
Kong learned that the diamond he found was no ordinary stone. It was a key, a beacon that activated when held by a descendant of the Eldarian Protector.
The Eldarian Protector? What does that even mean?
The Eldarians sensed his confusion and led him through the city, their footsteps silent on the glowing pathways. They took him to a place of learning, a repository of knowledge stored within the living heart of the city. There, through images and melodies, they told him the story of his grandfather, a story he had never known.
Your grandfather was part of a secret organization that protected the balance between Earth and Eldaria, ensuring that one world's existence remained hidden from the other.
The images hung in the air, formed from light, as Kong sat in the middle of a circle of Eldarians, absorbing the revelations. Section 6. Echoes of the Past. Kong learned that his grandfather had been chosen as the protector from Earth, a guardian who safeguarded the knowledge of Eldaria and ensured the safety of both worlds. He had been entrusted with the Diamond Key, a legacy passed down through generations in his family.
Wow, my grandfather, the quiet, unassuming man I remember from my childhood, was a guardian, a protector of something so much bigger than himself.
As Kong listened to the story unfold, he felt a surge of pride, but he also felt a pang of sadness. He had never truly known his grandfather, never understood the weight of the legacy he carried. Now, it seemed, that legacy was his. Section 7. The Protector's Legacy. The Eldarians explained that the balance between Earth and Eldaria was threatened. A shadow had fallen, a darkness that sought to exploit Eldaria's advanced technology for its own gain. They needed a protector, someone with the bloodline and the courage to stand against this threat. Kong looked down at the diamond key in his hand, its smooth surface cool against his skin. He thought of his grandfather, of the secret life he had led, of the burden he had carried. He thought of Earth, his home, and the danger it now faced. A wave of responsibility washed over him. He had a choice to make. He could return to his world, pretend this had never happened. Or he could embrace his legacy, accept the responsibility that fate had thrust upon him. Section 8. The weight of two worlds. The weight of the decision pressed down on him. Could he be what they needed? Could he be the protector his grandfather was? He barely felt equipped to handle his own life, let alone the fate of two worlds. He spent days wandering the luminous forests of Eldaria, the strange creatures no longer surprising, the alien landscape starting to feel like a second home. He trained with the Eldarians, learning their ways, their unique blend of technology and nature. He learned to control the Diamond Key, to access the hidden pathways between worlds. He learned of the threat to Eldaria and Earth. He learned about himself. Section 9. A choice to make. Days turned into weeks. Kong felt himself changing. He was stronger, more confident. He had found a purpose here, a sense of belonging he had never felt before. But the thought of Earth, of his life there, never left him. He missed his friends, his family. He missed the familiar rhythm of his old life. But he knew he couldn't simply go back. Not anymore. He knew too much. He had seen the beauty of Eldaria, the kindness of its people. He had felt the threat to both worlds. He knew he couldn't turn his back on them, not on Eldaria, not on Earth. He was a bridge between two worlds, the only one who could protect them both.
I have to do this.
Section 10. A bridge between worlds. Kong stood before the assembled Eldarians, the diamond key pulsing warmly in his hand. He had made his choice. He would embrace his legacy. He would honor his grandfather's memory. He would be the bridge between two worlds, the protector of both. He would ensure that Eldaria's technology was not misused, that the balance between his world and this one was maintained. He would find a way to protect both worlds, to ensure the safety of both the people he loved and this new world he had come to cherish. His journey was just beginning.
I will protect both worlds, I promise.